Glory to God, value people. I have another verse for you. This is the sayings of King Lemuel. He's telling his son some wisdom. Listen up. Listen, my son. Listen, son of my womb. Listen, my son that answers to my prayers. Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings. It is not for the kings of Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, not for rulers to crave beer, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed, and deprive all the oppressed of their rights. Let beer be for those who are perishing, wine for those who are in anguish. Let them drink and forget their poverty, and remember their misery no more. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. And that's the end of that. This has a lot of interesting things that jump out to me in this small chapter in Proverbs 31. And like I said, he was talking to his son. And one of the first things that he says is, do not spend your strength on women. Now, the next chapter, it talks about, the characteristics of a beautiful wife, a wife worth far more valuable than rubies. So it's not saying, don't look for a wife. It's saying don't lust after women, multiple women. Like, relevant terms today, people go out and party to go find girls. And like, just go hang out, look out, she's mad, she's bad over there. Like, that's what kind of brings a person down. Or even, I'm going to go to this party because I'm going to go try to talk to this girl. Or even, I don't normally smoke weed, but because this girl smokes weed, I'm going to try to smoke weed with her and hopefully she'll like me. Something like that. You don't got to do that. I'm so blessed. Like, I grew so much. Okay. I went through everything that basically I'm saying right now. And it's a good thing because I'm sure there's other people that can relate to this as well. But this definitely brings wisdom to us because it's saying you don't got to spend your strength on women. If you're a king, they're going to flock to you. Eventually, you're going to have to judge fairly. But the beautiful thing is about being a king, you know your values. The way I've met my wife is my values were so similar with her values. And number one being God, that we're able to grow with each other. And you want to find someone that is not just the person that made you. Like if you didn't like weed and then this other girl likes weed, so you try to smoke weed with her, you're becoming something that you're not. You didn't always like that. And you might not even like it. You just want to smoke because she smokes and she's attractive. So don't get it twisted. Your values should bring the right people to you. Because the lusting of this world in regards to women, it only brings more strife. Sin leads to death. So you don't want that. And it says that your vigor on those who ruin kings. If you lust after multiple women, you're going to ruin your kingship. It's not saying, if you're on child support right now, it may be hard, right? But God has a way of doing things where if you align yourself with God and ask for forgiveness and ask for help, God has a way of transforming people's lives. Steve Harvey was homeless, paying child support too. And I don't think he started his career until he was like in his late 30s, or even 40s. And Captain Crunch, Captain Crunch, the cereal box, he didn't start, he went to the Navy, I think, at 40. Oprah got fired at 20. Like, there's a whole bunch of interesting things. Your life can change so much. I know my life changed in the past 5 years. I'm trying to grow as a person, but I changed so much in a year, and things has happened day to day that I don't even predict what might happen tomorrow because I know it's in God's hands. And if you trust God that each day is in his hand and look at each opportunity that comes in your life, good or bad, can grow you, you're a dangerous individual. Dangerous individual. Do not underestimate your potential because I know there's greatness in you. But let's keep going. And it says, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed. I think it's just, and it says also, and deprive all the oppressed of their rights. That's drinking. When you drink alcohol, basically this speaks to me that when you drink alcohol, And, you know, I don't know, you see people falling over, things like that. The laws on their heart, or the things that say, oh, I'm not going to do this, can just get thrown out the window. And yeah, that's just what happens when you drink. They might become different. Their judgment definitely becomes impaired. And let's keep going. It says, let beer be for those who are perishing. This is crazy. Let beer be for those who are perishing, wine for those who are in anguish. Let them drink and forget their poverty and remember their misery no more. So for me, this is straight up saying, you know, let beer be for those who are perishing. But I definitely can see this is like on a frequent thing. It's like, it seems like maybe a weekly thing, maybe everyday thing. But they're in poverty. And here it's talking about them, let them try to forget that they're in poverty. They're stuck here. You don't want to be stuck. And he's telling his son, let beer be for those who are perishing. And for whatever reason, I just thought about, you know, in my family, addiction is pretty present. Like there's a history of it, whether it be alcohol or whatever. And I want to make sure for myself that I'm watching it. I'm not saying, you know, to have a drink every now and then is bad. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, at least in this king, he probably saw a whole lot of things that be like, son, it's better not to even touch it. Like, he sees these people are stuck, son. And if you're gonna go party with them, you're just gonna be just like them. And they're in poverty. Do you want to be like that? Do something about your life. If you want to be better, align yourself with God. And how do you align yourself with God? You jump in his word, you pray. You try to seek God for how to be right, how to choose the best choice for a decision that you're dealing with at that time. I don't want to just say words that you're like, wait, what? but yeah. And then it says, finally, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. I saw another verse. I think it was a proverb. I'm not too sure, but it said, those basically, if you gave, you'll never be caught lacking. And I just found that really interesting. It's all throughout the Bible. And then it also says here, speak up and judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and needy. And the king is saying this to his son. And obviously the fruit of that are good things. This is not the only time I saw that one verse. So I'm going to also include that in my life. Defend the rights of the poor and needy, not just look after the people who are doing well. Like, you know, you see successful people who look successful and they're, you know, dressed nice. A lot of times people will try to get the attention of them and be like, oh, what can I do for you? You know, but in this case it's saying, speak up and judge fairly. If you see something wrong, don't be biased for one side, and defend the rights of the poor and needy, because oftentimes they get overlooked. I know there's a lot of social experiments right now, and they're like, hey, can I get $1? I'm super hungry. $1. And like people just walk by and nobody would even give them $1 in that hour. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I'm saying, like, you know, $1 for someone who's starving in your own country, I would probably give them some food. Even if you don't have $1, maybe just give them some food. But I think it obviously it's a situational thing. But I think, yeah, this is food for thought, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments and what you took away from this. I'll see you next time, next episode. Peace.